Pull that camera down a little. Tighten it up a little bit. Better. All right, let's try this again. Long hair flopping down, and the sun is beating down. But welcome to another broadcast of Audubon Green Wave Soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This is the pregame show brought to you by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the internet. For a free quote today, give them a shout out at djkroofing.com. Now today, Paulsboro is back in town. Last time around was the second road game, or rather second game of the season in general. The first road game, and Audubon took that one home 8-0. And for the Green Wave, they're coming off of a 5-0 win versus Woodbury, which was a very nice start. Thank you, Mr. Foglein, Paulsboro's head coach, who just gave us our starting 11. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But looking at Audubon's most recent performance versus Woodbury, it's increasingly apparent that Audubon is starting to work out some of the kinks and grooves that had been harboring them for a little while after a very rough stretch versus most of the Group 2 schools. 2-1 loss in overtime versus Haddon Heights, a 6-1 a mauling versus Haddon Heights, and an even worse one, 7-1 the final versus West Deptford. But after that, and a 4-0 win versus Woodstown, and also 3-1 loss versus Sterling, they'd been rocky for a while. Their record had gone down to 7-5, and they had lost sole possession of the #1 spot in the conference in that division to Lindenwold, who we play on Friday, by the way. But now they're back in business. 8-5, they took a convincing win over Woodstown, and now the tables have turned, and now maybe they don't have an easy stretch coming up, but they have an easier stretch coming up than what they did versus the Group 2 schools. Lindenwold on Friday, they also have to play a couple other schools another time. We already played Woodbury twice. We'll have to play Gloucester again. The final game of the season is on October 20th in Maple Shade. One of the two out-of-conference games scheduled, the other one being the Monday Night Lights game versus Canton Catholic. And also, maybe the toughest game of all might be the Tuesday Night Lights edition versus Gateway next week. That will definitely be an interesting one. I'm just flying solo today. Matt's hanging out with the team, not feeling like an announcer today, which is okay. I've learned enough about the game, from what he knows and what I've learned from the players, opposing coaches, Mike Tomasetti, Andrea Morrison, Justin Carolino, and McRory as well, although I haven't spoken with him much. I've learned from the coaching staff, what you need to know, the basics, the fundamentals. I've known a lot. Last year I would I would see the whistle was blown from the referee, and I'll be like, well, there was a whistle blown. And then I don't say anything because I wouldn't know what the whistle was. Now that I know a lot more about the game of soccer, even though I haven't maybe watched like Premier League or La Liga on TV a lot, I like to think that I know at least somewhat of what I'm talking about. So, wind is obviously going crazy today as my hair keeps flopping down in front of my face. I still need to get some product for that. But let's take a look at the starting 11, presented by DJK Roofing. For the Paulsboro Red Raiders, coming in today at 0-11, you see on the lower third of your screen, 8 goals scored and 62 goals allowed. For them, as coached by Douglas Foglein, is William Leary, Cameron Baker, Kishani Johnson, Quidair Parker, Matthew Hill, Brian McManus is the goalkeeper, Mario Lopez, Abdul Wahiba, DeJuan Berry, Caleb Martinez, and Anderson Abreu. And also, for the Green Wave, no Terry Herron today. He injured his right foot in a recent practice and will not be in the lineup today or playing at all. He's in his Maryland Terrapin sweatshirt down the sideline talking with some of the folks down there. And he'll be sitting on the sideline today. Everything else is the same for the Green Wave. Tyler Weltsey, Blaise LaFrance, Nico Natale back in the order. Along with that, Ben Cameron, Tony Giordano, Hayden Wiltsey, RJ Homa, and the goalkeeper being Trent Bell once again. So we'll turn the cameras back to the field. Looks like the referees are getting ready to reel those players back in for some ground rules and pregame before we get started with 80 minutes of Colonial Conference Soccer here at the Green Wave Park. I'm Dan Wilkins of DWB. We'll see you in just a couple minutes here from the turf. This will be an interesting one, but we'll see in a couple minutes. From the Green Wave turf, we have ourselves another Colonial Conference match here at turf between the Paulsboro Red Raiders and the Audubon Green Wave. Starting a little bit behind schedule, 4:06 local time, as the game was slated to start at 3:45, but instead, Paulsboro arrived at 3:45. I would assume that maybe some 295 traffic got in the way. I know that it's a rigorous road up there to get all the way from Paulsboro, probably exit 22 up to where the Green Wave reside. As everybody switches into their game jerseys, the referees will meet with the players on the far side of the field. The Green Wave today wearing their regular green jerseys with the yellow stripe down the middle, and Paulsboro wearing their standard white jerseys and white shorts with red lettering and numbers. As coached by Douglas Fogleen, Paulsboro not exactly having the nicest season this year, but an 0-11 start is kind of the only way to put it. There's really no sugarcoat I can put for it, but that's the kind of team that these guys are. And not to say that they're bad, not to say that anything anything derogatory, but for a lot of these programs in high school, you're either really good or you're just not. I mean, that's kind of how the programs are. For a school like Audubon, I could not imagine them ever having a bad baseball team. But are they ever going to have a very good basketball team? Probably not. And if they do, it'll be by pure happenstance, not because they actively recruited for them to do so. Paulsboro is a basketball school and a football school. That's their specialty. When we played Paulsboro in baseball, Audubon won 8-0 over them. It just kind of how it is. Like Audubon, out of their 20 or 25 games last year in baseball, maybe mercy ruled about a third of them, if not more or less. Just giving it that range. That's just kind of how it is. A lot of high school programs, sometimes if they don't have that luster or that shine to them, they don't really have it, and that's where you have the teams that go 0-11. Like there's one team, I think, in the BSCL, the Cherry Hill East or West. One of them only won like 2 or 3 games in baseball last year, and Lindenwold hasn't won a baseball game since 2017, and not against a public school since 2015. So it really goes to show that a lot of these teams, yes, they show up and they play every single game to the best of their ability, but a lot of times it just doesn't work out. For the Red Raiders this year, those 11 losses, 5 of them come in the Colonial Patriot Division. 8-0 loss to open the season versus Audubon, 3-2 loss versus Gloucester, 5-1 loss versus Lindenwold, 6-0 versus Woodbury, 7-1 versus Pennsville. Same with Collingswood, 7-0 versus Haddon Heights, 3-2 versus Salem, 6-0 versus Clayton, 4-1 versus Pennsauken Tech, and 6-0 versus Gateway. They have 5 games left after today at Gloucester on the 14th at 4. Same with Lindenwold, that's on the 18th. Woodbury on the 20th, Gateway on the 21st, and a season closer versus Gloucester Catholic on October 24th, 4 days after the Green Wave's regular season will end. Like we said, that'll be at Maple Shade versus what they are called as the Bearcats. So that will be an interesting road trip for us since we haven't had to go out of town for any out-of-conference games this year. I know that Audubon Baseball schedules a couple of them every year, not including the Myrtle Beach Diamond Tournament, which I couldn't even go this year because of other commitments that I had, just with vacationing and stuff, because we were supposed to go to Boston and New York, which we did for spring break, but Green Wave break from their huddle. Paulsboro still meeting up as they will now meet at the center line for 80 minutes of Colonial Conference soccer. Today, I'm Dan Wilkins here at DWB, flying solo. Matt Wagner not in the booth today, so you just got to listen to me for 80 minutes. I'll try to describe it as the best as I can. But I said, last year was a lot of growing pains for me as a soccer commentator. This year, a lot of it has changed, and I've been able to learn a lot of the game, whether it's from Matt, whether it's from the players, the opposing coaches, and our own, our entire coaching staff. They have really helped me along the way in learning the game. I have not watched one full Premier League game or La Liga game at all. But I understand the fundamentals of the sport because of the games that I commentate and I broadcast. It's kind of like you're going for a journey with me and I'm going with a journey with you kind of thing. That's kind of how I see it. But so Trent Bannell in the goal, as we said. It'll be Kaina, Nico, Tyler, Hayden, Jason, RJ, Tony in the sweeper spot, Blaze, Ben, Heller, and the goalkeeper, Trent. Audubon on the left side of your screen with the green and yellow jerseys and the white numbers. And on the right side is Paulsboro with the white jerseys and red lettering. That's Nico getting his hands ready, getting ready for another Colonial Conference game where Audubon looks to win another as they shut out Woodbury last time. And now the refs will check on each captain and the goalkeepers, and we are underway from the turf. This one's headed out towards the scorer's table there by number 18, DeJuan Berry. I will say, if there's any redeeming qualities for Paulsboro's club, which there are plenty of them that you can see. Statistically, it looks like it's diamonds in the rough, but when you watch them play, there are some differences that end up making a difference, like their goalkeeper, Brian McManus, made a good save there. It's fundamental. It's fundamental soccer that you got to play. You don't have to be too fancy. I think that was the problem when Audubon was going through this growing pain versus all the Group 2 schools, that they were trying to do too much with the ball. They were trying to act like they were Ronaldo or Messi when they were just messy players. If that makes sense. Messy. But that's more of just a fundamental thing about soccer. Like, those guys are passing it around. Blaze to Ben, to RJ, who's going to go for a little tumble there, and a foul is called. So Hayden will kick this from the center side. But then you have guys like Hayden who can be a little bit tricky with it and make it work. With Hayden being, I don't know what ambidextrous is for feet instead of hands, but if you get what I'm saying, he can kick with his left, he can kick with his right, he can put curve on it from either side. He just knows how to make it work. And that's what you got to do as a soccer team. Audubon is looking for their first over 500 season in 8 years. Of course, all of which being under Mike Tomasetti as the head coach. So it's not like there needs to be some fundamental change at that spot, as Nico's going to try for his first goal, and he's got it! Nico Natale, congratulations, he's got his first varsity goal. Took almost 2 minutes for Audubon to get their first goal of the game, as he is congratulated by his teammates. So Nico Natale, cool as a cucumber, maybe a little smile on his face and some adrenaline that's not being shown, but that's his first career varsity goal. It's a nice way to do it. I mean, Nico just brings so much energy to this club. It's really great. His story is amazing. The Bronx found a new start in Audubon and was able to, socialize and get to know people in this great community, in this great town. Everything going on in the Bronx, New York City in general. You see what's going on in Philly. I wouldn't want to live there right now, and the fact that he was able to get a new start, I'm able to commend that, and I hope that he has a very successful future in this area. RJ is working hard, but he kept getting blocked by Cameron Baker. Comes back out to Blaze. He's going to line one to Stockler. And that one will go past kind of to his left as a big rig going down there, as you can see. No advertisements for him to show. It's always interesting when you see the big rigs pulling in, like this Nussbaum one right here. It's always interesting because you have, for big rigs, you have a certain number of hours that you need to be rested. You have a certain number of hours on the road, and this is not like a company thing. This is a federal law that has to be abided by. So whenever your time is up, you get off at the nearest exit and you park in the nearest abandoned parking lot. So there are a lot of truckers who go in that abandoned Golden Corral parking lot, some in the one right behind us. It's all an interesting situation, but this will be brought in by number 27, Anderson Abreu. And Nico's going to try for a double trouble, but he's very involved out there. He's getting a lot of plays done. It's just that Paulsboro is getting to him first, and now Kaina brings it home. So one for Nico and one for Kaina, and you can now make it 2-0. That's a good way to start, Trent Bannell might have an easy day at the goalkeeper's station, but, when you look at what happened last time around with Audubon and Paulsboro, with them winning 8-0, this is just kind of one of those days where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the fundamentals of the game. As right now, unofficially, about 4:45, and this one will be brought to Paulsboro's number 10, Mario Lopez. And now Heller will have to stop this one, as that's probably the closest Bannell has got to get all day. And now that one goes out of play. Will be brought to Cameron Baker. Will be thrown in by Lopez. The actor will be stopped by William Leary. Leary working with Wiltsey, although he gets tripped up a little bit. Wiltsey's got absolutely just a huge breakaway here, but it rolls a little too far out of his, his zone of control, and it is stopped by the goalkeeper, McManus. So McManus with a good punt here. This one lands just past midfield, just past that center line. Giordano, the sweeper, is going to give it a couple of hops, and he's going to bring it back down as he's stopped by Leary. And Leary now with Wiltsey going to Stocklin and to Kaina. Stocklin rolling right around him on the left side, showing off a lot of speed there, although that is stopped by number 18, DeJuan Berry. Kaina coming in with a full head of steam, and now a whistle is blown. But maybe an offsides call. So Barry's going to throw this to his teammate, number 6, Whittier Parker. Not a egregious amount of fans here. Some students, maybe not that many, but like I said, this is the kind of learning curve game for Audubon. As if they win, they'll get to 9-5, which we'll pull up the standings in a second. But they run out by Parker. Wiltsey stops this one. He might have a chance for number 3, and it's to the left goalpost. McManus diving there, not making the stop, but at least redirecting them, sending it somewhere else. You are watching coverage of Audubon Green Wave Soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at the Dan, D-A-N, Wilkins, W-I-L-K-I-N-S, show at gmail.com. That's S-H-O-W. The series sponsorship inquiry should also go to that email. Stockland's got this one. I had thought that one went to the left of the goalpost, but I guess I was wrong. Apologies there. I thought it was 2-0, but didn't know that was a goal. Okay. I seriously thought that went to the right of the goalpost. Okay. Oh, that went right through the legs of Parker, rather of Baker. Almost got this one. Sends it off to Natale, and almost going to stop it. Gets some good footwork in there. Gets a little block from the back by number 22, Caleb Martinez. Now that one's at the corner. Wiltsey gets a possibility for a shot here, but he's going to send it out to his good buddy Stockland. And that one rolls right past him, and it's a goal. Sean Clark. Although I thought that would have been maybe a dangerous kick call. They will bring that to 4-0 in the first 9 minutes. Wow. So, that's even more than the first Paulsboro.
That's why I wear them.
Yeah, perfect.
So this will be brought by Kashani Johnson
I still wear them all.
out to Baker. Yeah, we are introducing the sponsorship opportunities for the 2023 baseball season. We probably won't be filming too many name brand traditional commercials per se, but we are giving the opportunity. If you do want a commercial, we can film it for you. What to say, tell us what to do, and we'll have that there. We don't know what our exact game plan is for baseball next year, but now Trent Bantle in a 4-0 game. I guess I did say that he will have an easy day at the goalpost because he's not even going to be at the goalpost. Gabe McCracken's going to come in, and that's, I guess, the advantage of having some depth at that position. In games like this, you can have Bantle take a seat, have him rest. Gabe McCracken is in at that spot. I'm going to loosen up the camera a little bit. It's a little high. So falls here. There we go. All right. Ben Cameron's got this one, but yeah. There's Gabe McCracken back there. Sun going behind the clouds. It's off the crossbar of the other goal, not the one that you actually care about. And already some subs coming in. Zach Fayer will take out R.J. Homa, and also Ryan Wallace is in the game. Sending Hayden Wiltsey to the side. See who's down there. Well, there's Matt. sunglasses. Kina's down there. Bill. They're having like a fireside kind of chat. Son stops this one. He might have a chance here, and he does not let it go.
Got a lot going. Baltimore's got fired.
So let's take a look at the Colonial Conference standings to see where everybody stands. If that makes sense. Unofficially about 11:40, although it feels like it's been a lot longer than that. I feel like the attendance will double in the last 10 minutes when the town ball Pee Wee soccer gets here, and then I have to rush out so that they don't throw a fit. But yeah, looking at the standings for the Colonial Conference this year, a lot has changed. I think the best opportunity that Audubon could have had was switching that division and getting from having to play all the Group 2 schools twice a year, not only having to play them once, is kind of a breath of fresh air and a new opportunity for them to be able to succeed, whether it's because of the fact that they're playing the smaller schools or just because of the fact that they're giving themselves this new opportunity to be more competitive. And they're going to be placed in the Group 1 playoffs like they were before, but when half of your games are against schools that are twice as large as yours, then, that kind of degrades a little bit of the authenticity of your record. Because it should be a little better than that. Now, in terms of who wins the division, the divisional records matter more than... that one stopped by McManus, and he was able to get it out there. That was a close one. It batted off of his hands. And Casey Cameron sends that one out towards the Red Rocks. But in the Patriot division, Lindenwold has a tie with Audubon right now. It's now no subs yet. I just saw everybody moving along. So Blaze will take it from the corner with no Hayden in the game. But Lindenwold and Audubon have different records, but the same overall win percentage with .833. Lindenwold has played less games, though. Only 10 matches to their leisure. And that one is a goal. No. Sorry, to the left of the goalpost. Tough to tell from that angle, but Ryan Wallace almost knocked one in. That would have been great if he did. But Lindenwold's only played 10 matches, while Audubon is currently in their 14th. And will face Lindenwold on Friday, which will be an important match in terms of who gets the division down the road. If Audubon wins this game and then Audubon wins versus Lindenwold on Friday, they won't have it locked up per se, but they'll have a lot better chance of getting to where they want to be than if the contrary were to happen. Audubon is 8-5 this year, as I said before, and when we started the broadcast, Lindenwold 6-4, but the kicker is that both teams have the same number of divisional games, which is 6, and Audubon and Lindenwold are tied in that regard, 5-1 in their division. Now, Gateway's not that far behind, 6-6, 4-1 in their division. And remember, the divisional games are what count in determining who gets that top spot in the Patriot division. With the Liberty division, on the other hand, the larger one with the Group 2 schools, including Haddon Township and West Deptford and Haddonfield. West Deptford does lead that one right now, but Collingswood hasn't won a single divisional game, even though they are 3-7-3. Yes, that is 3 ties. They tied, actually, 3 of 5 games in a row. Woodbury, Overbrook, and Gloucester Catholic, they all tied against. They only have 4 games left in the year as well, so that will be something to take a look at. Maybe it's not as intense of a divisional race when you have maybe half of the team. Like Audubon's Patriot division, for the Colonial Conference and the Patriot division, the only teams that are solidly above 500, period, are Audubon and Lindenwold. Gateway's at 500, kind of stagnating at 6-6. And then everybody else is just kind of taking a nosedive, a Wile E. Coyote nosedive. And meanwhile, the Liberty division is a lot more competitive with 4 of 6 teams above 500. And then you have Haddon Heights, who is 5-5-1. This one will roll along the line without a play. Like Haddon Township is 10-2, with a worse win percentage because they've played less games. But, West Deptford 10-3, Haddonfield 7-4, Sterling 6-4-1. Like we said, Haddon Heights they've been staying at 500 all year. Haddon Heights was 2-3-1 when they played us in Then they moved it up to 3-3-1, and they've just kind of been going back and forth all season, which is why they stand at 500 right now. Bless you. As Hassan, not this one's Finn over there, sneezed. Our field mic probably picked it up, and then Collingswood is the only team in that division that is solidly, without a doubt, under 500, 3-7-3, as we said. Well, that was a little bit of a misguided kick there from Larry, and it's out of play. Just didn't get the 100% right footing on it. And we have a stoppage. Oh, we're going to have a substitute. So now coming in will be Paulsboro's number 13, Lucas Gazzola, and coming out will be Cameron Baker. Leary throws this one in and goes over the head of Zach Fayer and out of play. Leary's got it. Gets a throw in off the head of Wallace. Brought over to number 17, Abdul Wahida.
Not a
Brought in by Barry, DeJuan Barry. Yeah, new for baseball in 2023 for Audubon Green Wave coverage. We're going to be bringing something that's more along the lines of StatCast, maybe not as sophisticated as that. White will kick this one. Paulsboro. Yeah, it's a lot easier, a lot more simplified for the referees to just say the call. Which is why, I mean, most professional referees do it if they're not speaking to the crowd, they're speaking to the players. Like, for example, when there's a Major League Baseball, a replay review, they say, Philadelphia is challenging to call at first base, kind of thing. They don't say red is challenging to call at first base, or, cream is challenging. They say the team name. They wouldn't say that if they were discussing either amongst themselves or to the players. In this case, that's exactly what they do. They say the jersey colors, especially when the jerseys are two distinct colors. Otherwise, they would make them change into different jerseys. I saw a conflict, maybe not a conflict per se, but in the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder, they had jerseys of such similar color that they had to go back. One team had to go back to the locker room and see what jersey they wanted to put on that was a different color than the one that they had brought to the arena. That one is out of play, right near the corner where DeJuan Barry is. But yeah, after Linneball plays Audubon on Friday, after that they only have 3 games left. They have Paulsboro, Gateway, and Maple Shade, the same team that Audubon plays to close out the season, except that is on October 25th. So Audubon's regular season is going to end 5 days early before everybody else, unless my schedule's wrong. But it should be October 20th, final regular season game of the year. Here comes a corner from Blaze. No good, and Wallace just rolled over the ball. And how about this? Trent Bannell is back in the field. He's all smiles. So now that Gabe's in the goal, Trent will now get a chance to be in the backfield with no Tony. Well, you've heard of utility players, and then there's Trent Bannell. Goalkeeper and a sweeper? I mean, come on. Is he going to be a striker, too? Oh, Gallagher's got this one stopped. He's going to try to get it in, but it's nothing going on there. Finn King running the ball down the sideline for near our booth, and a JV player on the adjacent side. Son with a little side kick, past Fair, now back to him, batted off of Anderson Abreu. Now he's going to try to get a shot home, and it goes to the right of the goal. Oh, wait, no. It's still in play. McManus batted it in the air long enough to keep it in possession, and now Kasich brings it to Heller, who, wow, going to have a lot of patience there, as coming in hard was Paulsboro's number 6, Whittier Parker. That was definitely a dangerous play. He needed to maybe have a little more urgency with that. But now, as we address it again, Sean Clark, now basically being attacked by Matthew Hill. Matt Hill over there. Peter Parker stops it,
For 06.
and Bannell stops it back there.
So I sat in bed.
I mean, why not? Bannell still got his number 15 jersey from when he played in the field, so why not give him that opportunity again to be back in the field? But yeah, I wanted to look at Maple Shade to see how they're doing this year because they are in the BCSL as coached by Rory Watkins. 4-6 this year, and 2-4 in their Freedom division. As now Pat's going to stop this with a hand in the air like he just doesn't care, and Kessick now stops this one. Heller off of his left foot. Fair challenging number 13, Lucas Gazzola. Oh, wow, look at that stump right there from Lopez. He just absolutely stopped it right in his path. Now, Barry's got it out to Parker, but Bannell gets right in his way and brings the ball back to Ryan Wallace, now in his possession.
Decent, and then it's
Out of play.
very highly rated show.
Yeah, Maple Shade started the season 0-4 with losses to West Hampton Tech, Riverside, Pennsauken, and New Egypt, and then won 8-1 their first win versus STEM Civics. Another win versus Pemberton, lost to Burlington City, versus Medford Tech, and the aforementioned West Hampton Tech, and then a loss versus New Egypt. So they actually, Audubon and Lindenwald are their last two games of the season, both of them being out of conference after this. They have Riverside, actually Riverside is today at 6 o'clock. Doane Academy determines their last conference game. Ben Cameron hit the line drive here.
Don't give up.
Off the head of Leary. Leary sends one out to the right side, and Casey Cameron stops the momentum. Abdul sends it off the head of Clarkey. Wallace with some good footwork there, sending it out to Pat Gallagher. And then Casey Cameron to Gallagher. Obviously, some of the touches are a little rough, but just as right as goalpost off the girls' soccer side. Yeah, it looks like another sub coming in. Coming out is Brian Tortella, and coming in is number 14, Juan Vesquez.
My ex's sister. Our sister.
This one's actually going to go out for a possible opportunity for Audubon. It just kind of rebounded in the weirdest way off the foot of Lopez. Kasick gets a shot ready, keeps it on the ground, and it is out of play.
So it must be a
Martinez.
Well, John, my boyfriend,
yeah, Paulsboro is the only I almost said unbeaten, the only winless team this year. 0-11. Gloucester is 1-9, but the caveat, the asterisk is that their one win was versus Paulsboro. And we do play them on October the 20th.
How will they stand in this year?
Here comes Clark with a heavy shot, but it just gets a little short. A lot of ambition, but not a lot of result, as now Wallace pops this one up in the air.
I'm not sure where this is.
Cameron takes a hop, sends it down. Coming in hardest to Juanberry. Sun's coming back out.
Yep.
A little bit of a glare, but Stockland is able to hold this one up past Keyshawn. Yeah, a lot of speed on Paulsboro's team, and that is a byproduct of the fact they are a basketball and a football school. And what do you need a good basketball player? Speed. Unless your name is Shaq, you need that kind of attribute. And I don't know how many Red Raiders on the soccer team are, subsequently basketball players, but it's just something to think about.
First night I got there,
DeJuan Berry's trying to intervene with Pat Gallagher. Zach Fayer coming on in, trying to get a shot off, and it will, oh wow, lack of urgency there. Now Ryan Wallace trying to get some good shots here, setting it up for Heller, sends it out to Kasick. Kasich, maybe trying to get past Anderson Abreu. No shot there. He finally gets past him, shoulder to shoulder. A lot of contact there. Gets through the 5-hole of Gazzola, sending it back to Kasich, trying to get a shot off. Doesn't get it. Back out to Gazzola. Now it's Ben Cameron, who's going to try to set something up to Kasich. Kasich stops it with his left foot, gets it to his right, past Abreu. Again, got some open room. Stopped by number 22, Caleb Martinez. And now the ball is still rolling. George Heller's got it. Now back out to Wallace. They're like in the same dungeon in the corner. And that was a hard hit, but Anderson Abreu was able to stop that one and doesn't seem phased none the wiser. Now the ball's thrown in. Back out to Bannell in the backfield. Heller to Kasich. Kasich to Wallace. Martinez giving him a hard time. It's still being shot from the corner. It seems like Audubon's struggling with that, but not a lot of these guys that are on the reserves, part of the varsity team, are exactly having the cleanest corner shots. But that's kind of to be expected because the best guy, at least for now, when it comes to corner shots, has been Hayden Wiltsey, and that's kind of been his specialty. Now Hayden is not going to school for soccer. It sounds like from what I've spoken with Mark Wiltsey about is that he'll be going to a 4-year college for academics, not for soccer. Tyler's already made the soft verbal commitment to Rutgers University to play baseball. So he's one of the top 500 outfielders in the country in his class of 2025, and that makes me feel a little old saying 2025 because I can't imagine that year. I can't imagine that year down the road yet because I will be a freshman in college at that point if I choose to go to college. So it's quite an interesting thing to think about, especially since like those freshmen like Zach Fayer, Sean Rizzi, everybody like that, they're class of 2026. And even I thought, when I was looking back as a 7th grader, I would think, the class of 2022 sounds egregious, or it sounds, too far down the road. Now we're here. Now the class of 23 are seniors,
Yeah.
It's like you never want to believe that the next year it doesn't sound right in your head until that ball drops in Times Square on New Year's Eve. Unofficially, about 28:09, Trent Bannell probably doing something he hasn't done in a while, which is get a shot there, free kick. At least not from his own goalpost now.
Go after it.
Leary's got it to Kasich. Kasich stops.
Go to the net.
The shot by Fair. Martinez. Yeah, that was a hard hit by Pat Gallagher. Bring that to him. Here's a line drive. Kasich's going to stop it with his chest, square in the chest. Fair. Oh, got past Gallagher. And Martinez is going to try to work with him now, rather Abreu. And Kasich from the corner. Oh, come on now. It's stopped by McManus. Now our first JV sub coming in, Dylan Gallagher coming in for his younger brother, Pat Gallagher, and also coming in for Paulsboro is number 1, Luis De Jesus. Stockland sends this one to Wallace.
Yeah, the Tony Giordano. Yes. Yes, Tony Giordano.
This one will roll out to the right side. Gazzola not going to get there in time.
Yep. Yep.
Kasich gets the shot blocked back out to Ben Cameron.
Yep.
Gazzola to Martinez to Heller to Kasich.
I only ever saw
Sounds like a law firm. Right past Berry. That one's sent 20 feet up in the air. It's out of play.
February 6th. Chiefs.
Comes in, Gallagher trying to intervene. Kasich and Nels back out there. By the way, for our Phillies fans that are looking for an update, the game is currently in a rain delay in Atlanta. It was supposed to start about 10 minutes ago at 4:35, but NLDS Game 2 will have to wait a little bit due to rain at Truist Park in Atlanta. Keep in mind, Game 3 and 4 in Philly, 4:35 on Friday and 2 o'clock on Saturday. Go Phils! Even I'm wearing my Bryce Harper powder blue shirt. But that's at least good for us in the soccer crew because I don't have to put the Phillies game on or at least get just play-by-play updates when it's going on down there. But yeah, there was a Pat the Storms that was coming around the southeast U.S. and seems like it's hit Atlanta and therefore it's affecting the NLDS as of now. Yeah, we figured out in slightly off-topic conversation, we figured out the issue that was causing a lot of stream problems in the last couple of matches, especially with Camden Catholic. We figured out that the issue was that it was more of a human error on my part. The Camden Catholic game, there was nothing really that I could do about it because of the rain interfering with the signal. However, versus West Deptford, there was problems even though there was no rain. So the issue was that I was trying to record and stream the game at the same time, which was too much for the CPU to handle on this laptop, and therefore causing a not just a lag, but a frozen stream. So that's fixed now, and we will only tape delay the game if needed. I just thought it would be nice to have a backup, but that will not be the case. So Blaze is back in, Trent is back out, and now with 33 minutes in, we now got another sub. Thrown in, Fair trying to stop this one. Gallagher almost got a shot there. Wallace trying to set one up, not going to get it. Casey's trying to set one up, and it is mere inches over the goalpost, and it would have been 5-0 if it went through. Would have been, I think, Casey Cameron's first varsity goal, but a lot of first-timers this year. Paulo Derzo, Raymond's got one. A couple of the other JV guys, like I think Colin Filippi, Sean Rizzi, have one apiece on the varsity side too. So would have been great for Casey. I know that Sean Clark in the rain on the first day of school had a goal in the 2-2 tie versus Collingswood in that scrimmage. I only did 2 of the 3 scrimmages because even I knew that a scrimmage would not be worth streaming in the rain. I did that. I missed the last 2 scrimmages for Audubon in baseball because of my knee injury, so it seems like scrimmages bring us bad luck here at DWB. Wallace is running hard at the far corner, and that one is out of play, as called by the referee on the adjacent side of the field. Anderson Abreu is working with him there. Yeah, some folks are in the Phillies spirit, even though the game has not started yet. Or at least will not start for a little while, like we said, due to the rain. Some will be coming up here, too. Going to be a washout tomorrow. Very glad there's no soccer game tomorrow. Unofficially about 35 minutes in. Maybe about 5 left in the half, and then we'll take a quick breather, take a quick swig, and then come back to the action. I just remember in terms of rain, one of the most memorable things was the 08 World Series. Game 5 had to be delayed somewhere between 36 and 48 hours because of the torrential downpour. Wasn't even questionable whether they would play. It was just no. Usually in playoff baseball, they try to make it as likely as possible that they will play, but even then, there was no doubt. A little bit of an off kick there by Leary. Back out to Heller after a quick layover at Zach Fayer's hot spot. And then Blaise LaFrance, I guess the third guy today to play a sweeper spot. Wallace back out to the man LaFrance. The Blazer. And Cameron to Zach Fayer. Heller sets this one up after Hassan Kasich, who's got a lot of room, but Leary's coming in with a full head of steam, and it's out of play. Right near the girls' softball scoreboard. And now some more subs coming back in for Paulsboro. Cameron Baker and Luis De Jesus, possibly? No, that is number 7, Matthew Hill, who is coming in. And coming out will be number 13, Lucas Gazzola. Son's going to stop this one. That's out of play. Oh, good stop there by the ref. That was also out of play. Yeah, the last time that Audubon played Paulsboro, it was it was already a well-decided game by the end of the first half, and they actually only played 70 minutes. It was called off before the final 10 minutes could be completed. Stockland up in the air, getting a good shot there. Stockland running hard. One's getting stopped. Sean Clark's running pretty hard for this one. Look at Sean. Let him go. Kasich got right past him. Right past De Jesus. He's going to try to set one up, but now he's outnumbered 2-on-1, maybe setting it up for Gallagher, and it is blocked by Will Leary. Oh, but wait, Casey Cameron with a deflection right off the crossbar. 4-0 Audubon here in the dwindling minutes of the first half. Still got 40 to play. That was a low kick blocked by Abdul of Paulsboro. Dylan Gallagher up off his head. Got to be careful there since he did just come back a couple weeks ago from a concussion that he suffered in the Riverside scrimmage in the 2-1 loss. One's out of play to right at McManus. Yeah, the Braves said on Twitter that they do not know when the game will start. It sounds like there's active rain going on down there, so it's like they have to find a solution before they actually start the game. Maybe that's Mother Nature's way of saying that the Phillies need a primetime game for once in their lives. Because none of the NLDS games, even if we go to Game 5, it's at 4:30. Which is like, come on. Even the game that I'm going to, Game 4, is 2 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm just like, you give the Guardians and the Yankees and the Padres and the Dodgers like 5 primetime games because they're big markets, but you can't afford to give 1 or 2 to the Phillies, who haven't been in the playoffs in 11 years. I don't get it. Liner by Leary. off of Kasik's square chest. It seems like that's the best spot for him to stop the ball and bring the ball back to his court, right in the center of the chest. And if it's off his shoulder or, if it's a little bit awry, it just doesn't have the same effect for Hassan as whether it's, right there dead in the middle. But he seems to position it well. He's got a flexible, agility to him where he's able to just move wherever he needs to get the ball there. And Kasich almost went after it, but instead stops in his tracks. We are over the 40-minute mark, so I don't know when they're going to end this half. The game is moving slowly enough. Audubon got 4 goals in the first 9 minutes and now haven't scored at 30. And there you go. They must have heard us. So 40 minutes in, 40 to go. Green Wave lead 4-0. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with 40 more minutes of Colonial Conference soccer here between the Paulsboro Red Raiders and the Audubon Green Wave. We just missed Trent Bennell doing a belly flop over on the sideline there, just having some fun. This team is loose, and they like it that way. This team is loose, and that's how they want to play. It's 4-0 Audubon. They had a very good start to the game. All 4 goals were scored in the first 9 minutes of the game. And now, Paulsboro has put a stop to things, and now they have not scored since. And maybe with some of the reserves in, Paulsboro might do the same. 4 goals, but considering that Audubon won 8-0 in their first bout, as my backpack got caught to this chair, I'll have to fix that. We'll be back in a minute to start the second half.
Yeah, but I probably.
Jason, can I run?
Yeah, you come on the other side.
All right. Are they putting in? Wait, are they putting in the entire team? Oh my God! They're putting in the entire JV team. I've never seen this before. We got a new first, folks. The entire JV team is coming in. Jason Stocklin is running on our side, and Hayden Wiltsey will run on the other side. This is art. The JV team wanted me to call their game versus Camden Catholic. I couldn't do it because of the rain. And now it will be Raymond, Dylan Gallagher, Sean Rizzi, Apollo Durzo, Colin Filippi, Sean Rizzi, Luca Carfagno, and a couple other folks back there. Andrew Tro will be in the goalpost for us. So the JV team wanted some exposure. Well, you got it. 40 minutes down, 40 to play. The varsity team will get a rest for the rest of the day. So the JV versus the varsity. We'll see how this holds up. Paulsboro is putting in their backup goalkeeper, which is Juan Vasquez. So JV versus V. Paulsboro and Audubon. I think Jason's going to have some fun with this. It's not like you're 6'5". You're not going to get in the way of the camera. Was I right? What is it? Lower. Didn't want to say it. Okay. I see how it is. Didn't want to say it. John Gallagher gets it off his chest. Colin Filippi sends it over. Now Anderson Abreu gets it stopped. Vasquez take this one. Wow, good punt there by the backup goalkeeper Vasquez. And I think even though Paulsboro is down, they're showing a bit of a sign of respect by leveling the playing field. A lot of their reserves are in. They don't have as many, like number 11, Amir Harris. He started the first game of the year versus Paulsboro, but did not today. So Zach Fayer's got this one. He's the only one actually in a varsity jersey. A shot there by Baker. Sends it out. Vasquez with a good save. Sorry I didn't get that one. My apologies there. Hard to see with the sun right there. This will be thrown in by Cameron Baker. Good day today. Good day today here in Audubon. 74 each. Slight wind. Way. It's Baker. A short throw. Bless you to the player who just sneezed. Yeah, that is what's... No, Hayden's not running the ball down. Hayden is not running the ball down the other side. It's Ron? RJ's coming back there. They call him Ron because his legal name is Ronald McDonald, but... No, Ronald Noma. Here he goes! He's going to go out there. And Schro makes the shot, or rather makes the save, but almost took down one of his own players. He's going to line up a goal kick, since it's going away. This will be short. Let this one bounce one. Where's RJ? Where is he? I don't see him. Is that him? Oh, there he is. As you get to see the throw-in by Cameron Baker. Abdul Wahiba sends this one to his teammate. We might have to call a, let's see. Yeah, I don't know everybody on the JV team, so probably Matt will have to help me out because he's having the fireside chat with his guys right now. And sorry. It's when I look here's the dilemma about my camera. When I'm looking at the game, I have to look down at the camera and realize, oh shoot, that's the player's foot, not the forefront of the body. So it's something that you have to look out for, especially like when I'm doing something like soccer. That is a fast-paced game. There is always action going on, somewhere, somehow. Filippi sends this one out to Rizzi. Press it. Press it real good. Fair. To Quidder Parker. I mean, I'm surprised they put the entire JV team up 4. I thought they would have done it if they had scored more, but I guess the plan all along was to get everybody that they could in, give them some playing time, because this might as well be a JV game for them. Here, I'll leave it. He's running by Cameron Baker. Throw it in, and it stays inbounds on a good play there from Filippi to direct the header in the right direction. Stopped by Vasquez on a couple hops. Yeah, the attendance basically decreased in half by the time that the first half was over. Not a lot of enthusiasm from the remaining ones, though. Filippi with a spiking throw. Gallagher. This one might be a tough play, but saved by Vasquez. Camera's all crooked again. Better. Who's number 21? Do you know? That one's going to be out of play. Just gets out. Fair gets a hop in to Filippi. Rizzi going to set up a shot for Gallagher, but it goes right off his head. Oh, it's Paulo. Okay. Yeah, I don't know everybody here, so I know all the varsity guys, but here comes a shot from said Paulo, and it is over his head, almost into the waistline. It's the corner flag on its way out. Just getting started here in the second half from Audubon, 4-0 over Paulsboro. Liner. His head. Whoa, and look out now. We got a trip up. Tro with a shot. The air. Fall. And that's out of play. On camera stand. Go again. This one will be thrown in by Paulsboro's number 10, Lopez. He's got wait for the whistle, and he gets it. Left side of your screen, he throws it in off of Filippi's chest. That will be a tough one to defend if it's out of play. Good effort there by Filippi, but not going to get anything on that one, as right off the center of number 6, Quidder Parker. And we'll go back out to Parker, but it's stopped by Paulo Durzo. Gonna take a touch here. Teammates commended for. Raymond to Rizzi. Up in the air. It's going to be stopped by Fair on 2, 3, 4 hops. Rolls it on the ground, but it's out of play. Didn't even need a whistle to tell him that. That was right out there on the line, center line. All smiles for the varsity folks, though, as they get to rest for the last 40 minutes, except for you. Except for you. He's a volunteer. This one is a strong kick by Quitter Parker, and that one will out of play. We'll stay in the facility, not going to head out towards the back of what is that back there? That is Walmart? No, that's the fitness center that closed down and Monster Cuts. So now out is Raymond and Gallagher. Now in is number 4 and number 11. As I will get some identification on them shortly. As now from the goal, kicked by Tro, brought out by Lopez, one of Paulsboro's starters, and another one, Anderson Abreu, takes this one back down to earth. Abreu didn't like that. He thought that his teammate wasn't showing good effort. Up in the air, out to number 11. Stopped by Abreu. Oh, wow. A strong and aggressive header by Abreu. He's taken a lot of physical contact to the ball today. Durzo stops at number 4, tries to get an intervention there. And number 6 as well. Rizzi's got it, going to take it to Filippi, although this will be a little bit past his comfort zone. Might try to set up a shot here. Oh, just off an upward part of the foot. Post. 52-40, about 12 and a half minutes or so into the second half. Nothing Audubon, no score for either side since 9 minutes into the ball game. Definitely been a stagnant match for the vast majority of it. Lopez didn't know where the ball was for a hot minute there. I know pops this one up, and now taking it down is Brian Tortella. Now 17. He was just running the ball in the last half. Brings it to number 11. Stop there by Rizzi. This one's up in the air. A double header. Anthony Witt's also in the game. This will waiting in the wings is number 12. Back out to Durzo. Number 4 will wait for him, although it's now back out to number 6. That one's out towards Ronnie down the sideline. He probably hates being called that, but I don't know. We don't know yet? Oh, this one's a good shot here, and he batted away. What a save by Vasquez. It took him just one hand to take it away. His right hand did it for him. His right hand swatted it away. It'll be a corner kick by Sean Rizzi. Oh, wow, a shorter one by Paulo Durzo. Witz playing a cautious game. He stops it. That intimidation, though, was able to get them the ball. Witz with a throw. We're having one Durzo. Up in the air. Draw it back down. Basket. I think I'll save a lot of people accidents. That one is a tough punt. Going to try to play it safe, and it's out of play. Tried to play it safe and didn't play it at all. There's back into the game is Paulsboro's number 19, Mr. Enyuri Valdez. Be thrown in by Baker, waiting for him with number 11 and number 4, who came in a couple of minutes ago. Filippi bounces it off his head, brings it right back to the man who started the possession, Baker, who gets it on the line. Play. Good strategy there. It now bounces off square off the chest of number 4. It's now Keyshawn Johnson back in the game. Back out to Witts, who's going to take an awkward kick, and it goes right out to Stockley. Up in the air. That's got to be a Challenger right there, or a Supra. Sounded more like a Supra. Had to be Supra. I don't know if that's how GR86. You can tell I love cars. Couldn't fix it. Unofficially, 56-31 and play and all the such. If you were watching coverage of Audubon Green Wave soccer here on Down Broadcasting, if you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at gmail.com. Any sponsorship also use that. Talk about during the first half about the new plans for baseball next year, which will be a sort of form of stack gas maybe without shines and all the advanced technology. But I'm doing the best I can to work on ballparks to show if a home run, fly ball, or line drive how many South Jersey ballparks. It's a recreation of at Would It Dawn on Twitter, which shows for MLB ballparks how many home runs, rather how many ballparks the home run. Bryce Harper's home run in the wild card game, no doubt about it, 30 for 30. Meanwhile, Martinez wild card game one. That was not a unanimous route, but that's the difference. That is the main difference. Also, adding something called the local bullet, which shows South Jersey baseball scores the previous day, because it is a little bit too hard to have a live scoring. That one goes right off the head of Keyshawn Johnson. Witts has it, tries to get it stopped. Won't go. Now Filippi back up to number 11. He's going to try to get a shot. And or is he going to set up maybe a shot here? And it is knocked down to save by Vasquez. They got a diamond in the rough here at the goalkeeping spot. He may need to work a little bit on the punting, considering that some of it is line drives and some of it just not getting the right foot placements. But it seems like he's got some good future opportunities. Another sub, number 9. First time today. Now out is Quitter Parker. Speaking of baseball, it's 5:23. Let's check up on if there's any update as that one will roll. Rayu trying to get this one out. Out of play. Still a rain delay in Atlanta here at 5:23, so game 2 will have to wait even further. This, as I said in the first half, maybe that'll mean that we see an actual primetime game for the NLDS tonight, and maybe involuntarily because of the rain, but that will work. If it interferes with the Yankees, I do not care. Abdul Wahiba will send this one out towards the sideline. There are at least 4 guys waiting down there to be sent in, and they will. Carfagno is out. Can't tell who else is out. Gallagher's back in, so is number 6. And Raymond. Raymond's got it. Out to Gallagher, who's going to set up a shot from wide right. Seems like Paulsboro's defense against the JV folks have been setting them apart. Actually setting quite an equal field. If this was a JV had been in it all day, then maybe it would have been a tie game. But as we said, Paulsboro is the only winless team in the conference this year so far. 0-11. Boston's win is only because of that, so it's like you have 2 winless teams, but when they have to face each other, that's where you get some contingencies. Anderson a break. Cool. Send that one. Wow, he slips. He trips. The ball is still in play. Raymond's trying to get it, trying to set the shot. It's Gallagher. Torres sends one out of play towards Ronnie. Wow, Vasquez getting some acrobatics, getting way up in the air to stop that one. Keishani Johnson not going to get that one. Just went over his head. It looked like he was trying to get a header out of it. It didn't go. Witt's trying to get a shot to his goalkeeper, Tro, and that is stopped by Tro. Tro sends a pop-up. It's going to be short, stopped by number 6. Back down to DeJuan Berry. Seems like Paulsboro's put in a lot of their starters back in the game as Mike Colleen is holding a small child on his shoulders. Rayu. Wait, caught perfect play. Small child wrestling. I think it's his little brother. Where is he? There he is. He's talking to Sean. That's buddy. Here comes a shot. Can of corn to Vasquez. Saved that one with both hands with ease. I mean, that was right in the square of his chest. Number 17 has this one going to be stopped by Brian Tortella. A lot of action happening down there as the glare continues to batter down. 62, actually no, 63 minutes flat unofficially. Number 12 has this one. Out of play. Throw in from Hill, trying to get a shot, and Tro saves it. Liner by Tro, off the head of number 22, Kayla Martinez.
I'm doing it.
This might be a shot here, but it's saved by Vasquez. This is long. Carfagno was to come back in. I just caught him picking his nose.
That's funny. That is funny. Ronnie was messing with Luca down there. Number 11. Comes back out to number 11. Gallagher's going to stop this one.
Pass, Dylan. Dylan.
Yeah, if this game ends anything like Paulsboro, the Paulsboro one from September, then it will be maybe 7 minutes left. But it looks like because it's only 4 out of 8, it's not landed. As the wind is picking up, 6 going down a ton, 7 miles an hour. Not more than that. Probably just the average. Number 12 has this one. He sends a liner to Raymond, who's going to head it. He gets a little low there to lay it. To head it, rather. Hill has it. Hill sends it to Barry, who has to change his direction. It's out of play. And there's another one. Carfagno is in. Gerzo is in. Rizzi is back in. Filippi, number 9, and number 17 are all out. OUT out. Yeah, unofficially about 66-25, it looks like. Maybe off by a little bit. I don't have the atomic clocks on the scoreboard up there, but Witz will throw this one in. It'll go over the head of Rizzi, but back out towards Mario Lopez, and it's out of play. Had a good effort on that one. Nothing going, though. As Witz now with another throw in. Abreu gets it off of his head. 11 bats it down. 4's got it. 4's trying to get it past Cameron Baker. Now there's a collision, and Vasquez will have to run the racehorse to get this one. This throw in is a little short. Goes to the outer band of the yellow circle right around midfield. And number 33 now in the game, Isaiah Montez. He will stop this one. Seems like every player for Paulsboro has played today. I don't think there's one that maybe Justin Roman Venosa. That might be the one that's been missing, along with Malachi Streeter, Harry Buckley. He seems like the only one that has not. Justin Roman Venosa and Malachi, who we praised. We praised Malachi the last time that Audubon played Paulsboro because of his speed and his willingness to do anything to stop the ball. I had praised him for that. I had commended what he was doing. Shawnee Johnson.
Get up!
Back out to Rizzi. Looks like we got about 11 minutes left on our register as Vasquez will get ready to pick this one. Our next broadcast will be on Friday versus the Lindenwold Lions. Keep in mind that I do have a video project that I'm working on, so that may be coming out in the next couple of weeks. During the winter off-season, I probably will be making more video projects in relation not to Audubon sports, but just the sports in general. So we are looking into, or at least I am looking into, starting an email newsletter to get the games and the streams and the stats out to your emails and your inboxes. Just probably going to be gauging interest in that at some point. So we'll see how everything rolls. I like the idea, though. Especially as I try to grow my reach as a broadcaster and a journalist. Remember, I did write for a couple of years over at the Dugout, now defunct baseball website. But I wrote a lot of articles over there, and probably bringing some of those over to what I have next and everything like that. Like next month, I'm going on a college visit, going out to Illinois, and everything like that. And I don't know. After looking at the tuition, I might stay closer to home, but you want to go out, you want to go away, you want to, explore new horizons and new ventures. It would feel a little weird to leave Audubon, but that's kind of just how life is. But like we said, I'm not sure exactly where Tony is going yet. I know Hayden is going for academics, not for soccer. And, I don't know where China is going either. It's not like last year where we knew where all the seniors were going, like John Burroughs to Stockton. Although I believe John did not go to Stockton. I believe he just changed his mind and went somewhere else. And now Paulsboro will get a sub, and now we will have our fourth goalkeeper of the game. The JV goalkeeper, Connor Wendell, will come in. Number 00. The fourth goalkeeper of the game. That's got to be some sort of record.
Right.
Trent, Gabe, Andrew, and Connor all got minutes today.
No, it's like advanced class type. That's always.
Yeah, what did I say? In the last 10 minutes, the attendance would double because of the Pee Wee soccer camps that are here.
Hey, Mike, is the snack stand opening tonight? I think so. No? I really doubt.
That's a shame.
Volunteer. Oh, okay.
He's in like dance science.
Up in the air, Gallagher not going to have a shot on that one.
I like that. Well, the things we're talking about doing.
And two more subs. Filippi back in along with number 6. Vasquez will get this shot away. Time seems to be going a lot faster now than it was in the first half. It felt like the game kept just stalling out. Now Rizzi gets a little bit of a trip up from Isaiah Montez, and now Rizzi, rather Filippi, it's this one, sends it to number 6. Extended hand, like weights and balances. 9, just one. Send it. Raymond. Sent it. Rizzi. Back here, he's out number 21, especially with Martinez being in his way. Difficult down by Buttocks and gets back up. Stopped by Baker. Another header by Filippi. A lot of action. Right near the goalpost. Stopped by Abreu, who's been one of the starters that's been a mainstay today. Even though he was in the 11, it seems like he's just got a lot of stamina to him. He's been able to keep the momentum going for almost all 80 minutes. I don't know when. I think he's been out for maybe a little bit, but maybe the halftime 7-minute rest is also needed to get that one across. It looks like there's a softball camp as well down there, so you got double trouble with the little folks for soccer and for softball. Unofficially 73-53 here as a 4-0 game here between Paulsboro and Audubon, as that one will just go around Paulsboro's number 14. Back up.
So can't check sports though. Ella takes 3 classes. Electrician. It's like electrician graduated. And electrician license is not like that.
Vasquez is going to get a shot here, and Richie way off target. About 5 minutes left. Time winding upwards, as you say. Audubon holds on to this lead. They will have shut out their second straight opponent and will have a 9-0 score in those 2 games. Audubon has not scored more than 8 goals in a game this year. They won 8-0 versus Audubon. And Gloucester got one back against Audubon in 8-1 victory. But maybe after 8 and like 6 varsity goals, 2 JV goals, they kind of had enough with that and said, you know, stop it right there. Oh, went right by Raymond. Tried to get a good stop on that, but no cigar. Out of play. No, that's not softball. It is soccer after all. Looks like they're going to have a huge smaller fields. Rather, the same turf as this, right? Split up, divvied up spots. Yeah, it's been about an hour since Game 2 is supposed to start, but still in a rain delay down in Atlanta in LDS Game 2. I mean, that's the best thing that could have happened, because when the game started at like 4:10, I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to have to, like, you know, get play-by-play updates when I can during the game. But now the game's not even going to start until after this is over. I might even get home by the time it starts. The Braves haven't even announced the start time yet, so that's good for us. Very good for us. Stopped by Martinez. Witz getting a shot to that spot. He now lays off. Number 4, and Filippi going after it. That's what. A strong throw in by Filippi. Nothing going there. A shot here from number 4. Stopped by Vasquez.
Amazing play to his left. Vasquez, as I think that they're getting ready.
Look at Kina. Oh my gosh, look at Kina. Kina's got the kid. Oh, we're gonna have a fight. We're gonna have a fight right here. That's awesome. Filippi sets up a shot and he's got it. Colin Filippi in the closing minutes with his second varsity goal. And it's 5-0. Colin Filippi got one in the first varsity appearance versus Paulsboro. Now he's got a second, so now Audubon matches their score versus Woodbury last time out. As they get ready to wrap this one up. Just about a minute left to play. That was a slow roller, and it got right past him. So this will go out to the JV goalkeeper, Wendell. And like I said, the 4th goalkeeper of the game. That's got to be some sort of record. Bannell, McCracken, and Tro to start the second half, and then the fella in the black and orange, Wendell. We'll have a post-game interview after this one. 5-0, what I assume will be a win. There you go. Let's call it a day. 5-0. Audubon takes the win, their second straight, and their second straight with an exact 5-0 score. They didn't beat Paulsboro as brutally as they did the first time, but the result is just the same. Audubon now improves to 9-5, and depending on how Lindenwold plays today versus who they were going to face, which I forget who, depending on how Lindenwold plays, if Lindenwold lost their game, then Audubon will have sole possession of the first spot in the Patriot Division. So we will get our post-game interview in as they shake hands at the center line. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Final score here from Audubon, 5-0 over the Paulsboro Red Raiders. We'll see you in just a minute.
All right.
Can I ask you any hard questions?
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, our player of the game brought to you by Amato Brothers is Nico Natale. Let me zoom out there so that it's not too far in there. But Nico Natale, your player of the game, first varsity goal. He got it in the first 9 minutes. All 4 goals, except for the one at the end there, were scored in the first 9 minutes. How did your first one feel? I know you weren't exactly playing all of the striker spots that you started out with today, but how did that first one feel? Well, you know, great. You can? All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Do it. What's that? Yeah, hurry up. Problem. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let me point the camera over here. You get nervous. Okay. All right. So your player of the game brought to you by Amato Brothers is Nico Natale. Get your first varsity goal. How did that one feel for you?
It felt great. First came out here, I was
And Audubon's getting themselves on a good start. Back-to-back wins of 5-0. Only a couple games left. How do you see yourself and the team going forward?
just got to stay positive. Got to stay motivated for the next couple games. I know they're going to be hard, but we're just going to have to work, get the job done.
And because you're new to Audubon, coming down from the Bronx, getting a new start over here, do you feel like you've kind of blended into the scene in Audubon, and you feel that you have some extra confidence now that you're in a place where you can play confidently to the best of your ability?
Yes, I definitely feel so. I didn't know how I was going to think about it at first, but now that I'm here, I know everybody, it's all great. So, I'm glad to be here.
That's great. Audubon's a great place to be. I won't hold you any longer. Thank you, Nico.
Right, thank you.
Player of the game presented by Amato Brothers. Matt Wagner is with me. One day we should. Maybe the end of the
never interviewed a coach. That's the thing.
Well, maybe at the end of the regular season. But next broadcast will be Friday versus the Lindenwold Lions in Lindenwold. That will be a hauler of a road trip, as Matt just decides. He just realized he's got to take his Chrysler Sebring down the Lindenwold. We'll see y'all on Friday. Final score here from the Green Wave Turf. 5-0. Green Wave over Paulsboro.